What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So I want to get straight to this. The Texas A&M Aggies have a pretty good team coming back next year. I want to preview their football team. It all starts on the offense with Kellen Mond, outstanding quarterback for them the last couple of years. Needs to work on some turnovers though, a little bit. 2,097 yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Mond was a guy that ranked second in total offense last year in the SEC. Rushed for 500 yards and 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Spiller also returns at the running back position. Rushed for 946 yards and 10 touchdowns. They return Yaman Osman at the wide receiver position. He was their leading wide receiver. 872 yards and 5 touchdowns last year. Really like what I saw out of him. He's a pretty competitive kid. Good hands, good at getting the ball and catching in traffic. They have 4 starters returning on the offensive line, but offensive line play has been an issue concern for the Aggies the last couple of years. This is one of those things you hope is not like a reoccurring theme for Jimbo Fisher's teams, because at Florida State, his team struggled on the offensive line there. Hopefully this is not a carryover and that they have better offensive coaching and better offensive line play next year. But on the defensive side of the ball, it was all about they struggled to get pressure on the quarterback. They moved talented DeMarvin Leal from D-tackle to defensive end to try to get some more pressure on the quarterback. Jaden Peavy will step in for Justin Matabuke, who was drafted 3rd round to the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to try to help him at the defensive line play. Linebacker play needs to improve. Buddy Johnson was a guy that really stepped up and was solid for him last year. He was a guy that was all over the field at times, making tackles. Really like what I saw out of Buddy Johnson. The schedule really sets up nicely. There's no reason they should be 5-0 to start the season. Games against like Abilene Christian, Colorado in the non-conference, Arkansas, Mississippi State. Really think Texas A&M starts the season 5-0, gets some buzz, but it's all about winning the big games to try to really prove that they're a contender in the tough SEC West. They need to win some of the games against the Georgias, the Alabamas, LSU. Those are the games they've lost. Really not competitive against LSU last year. Somewhat competitive against Georgia. Somewhat showing that they can put up points against Alabama, but they need to really be more competitive early on against Bama in the games. So Jimbo Fisher's a guy I believe in. I think he's a heck of a recruiter. Has won a national title, won a few conference titles over at Florida State. This is only year 3 for Fisher. Really had him competitive even in 18, nearly upset Clemson. Then this year they were somewhat in that game against Clemson. Just need more consistency from the Aggies offensively and even defensively. Defensively, need more of a pass rush. Offense need to consistently play better. But there's a lot of bright spot, signs pointing up for the Aggies, especially with the schedule. They do end with LSU and Alabama the last 2 games of the season, which will be tough, but that'll be really telling at that point because they could be still in the SEC West hunt at that, heading into who is it they play for, heading into the Alabama game. So that's going to be key there. So thanks for tuning in to Big Time Football Talk. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at BigTimeFootball1L5. Stay tuned for more clips from the latest Big Time Football Talk podcast. Until next time, peace.